welcome back to my channel. This is Spanish Barbie Lorelei. For those of you coming back, I appreciate you guys continuing to like my videos, watch them and everything, so thank you for coming back. And for those of you who are new, welcome, and hit that subscribe button because like I said in my last video, my first video of 2020, I am going to try and get more on the ball, be more active on my YouTube channel, so here's to trying. Okay, so for today, lately with like my career, my modeling and acting and everything, I've been getting a lot of the same questions over and over and over and over again. So I was like, why not just do like a whole mass thing on like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, like ask what like your questions are, and then like just put them all together in this video, because there's a lot of the same repeated ones, so I'm like, I'll just answer them all in order to be in this one video. So hopefully it'll like clarify a lot of things for people. So yeah, and also there's like this really important for me, like I feel like I need to address it, I feel like I need to speak on it, so I will be doing that at the very end. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the very first question, that's like most of the like common one: how did you start out in modeling? Well, it's a long story, but I'll try and like summarize it. So basically I was 10, 11, something like that, and I went to an audition. It was kind of like a singing, acting, modeling and dancing audition. I was going just for singing, and I mean back then I thought I was the world's best singer. I do okay singing, but like I'll just leave that to my mom. But I was going at singing and maybe acting. I wanted to try it out and stuff. So while I was like filling the paperwork, well, I wasn't filling out, my mom was filling out the paperwork, she circled modeling too, and I scratched it. I was like, no, I don't want to be a model. Like you know, like the typical thoughts of everyone, like they're all size 0, size 2. I don't want to be like that. I will never be like that, because like, I mean, look at me, whatever. I can't be a model. I can't. Like I was like, no mom, no. So then I get up to the casting agent, and he's like, why did you scratch off model? And I was like, because I don't want it. Like I gave him the explanation, whatever. He looked at me, he's like, no, there's all sorts of different types of models. Also you have the height. It's like oh, sorry, I can't talk. It's like, especially because of how young you are and how tall you're still gonna grow, and you know, you can like, he's like, you have a lot of potential. I was like, no. So basically it was like a convention type thing, to where we did classes, and then we would do like a showcase thing in front of other agents, and then they would pick who to take to LA in front of like 200, I think, agents and casting directors and all that stuff. So basically he said, you either do the modeling and I'll give you a scholarship, if not, then you have to pay it all on your own, whatever. So then my mom's like, you're dumb if you don't do it. So then I agreed, but I agreed like in a mood, you know. So then I did it, and I started learning how to pose, how to walk and all this stuff. I was still like iffy about it. I was like, I just didn't feel comfortable, it didn't feel right. So then a few years later, I turned 16. I joined a modeling school called Barbizon. So after that, it's like 6 months. I literally, oh my gosh, I cannot talk. What's wrong with me? It's like a school for models and etiquette. So basically it's like a 6-month period, but it's only 1 weekend each month. So it's basically like 6 weekends in that time period, and they teach you everything from walking like a model, posing like a model, your angles, your how to do your makeup, how to wash your face, how to get in and out of cars, how to talk properly, how to eat properly, sit down on a table, how to place it, how to conduct interviews, how to do auditions. They teach you acting, they teach you basically everything that you need to know for the industry. So then that's where I really deeply fell in love with modeling, and I felt so confident and I felt so right, like being on that runway, walking, doing my thing behind that camera, posing, taking pictures. Like it became a drug addiction. Like I fell so much in love with it, and ever since then I've been practicing and getting better and better at it. I've been doing photo shoots and stuff like that to like grow and be better at it. And then I kind of, like, I guess you can say, like, auditioned for my agency, and I got signed, and now I'm out here booking jobs and starting the dream, taking the next steps. So basically that's how I started in modeling. I hated it, and somehow I just felt right, it felt amazing, and I fell in love with it. So next question, what are you doing out in San Antonio? So I get this question a lot, and why did I move to San Antonio? What am I doing? Blah, blah. Basically, I moved here because my agency is here. I am signed to an agency here in San Antonio. So basically, I work here in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Dallas, like the surrounding areas. So basically, you have to be here to go to the auditions, to go to the jobs you book. Because I was living in Odessa, Texas, and that's like 5 hours from here. And sometimes you get a day ahead notice, like, hey, you have an audition, sometimes that same day. So it's just like, it was really crazy and hectic for me not to be here, where it's easier when like I'm close and like I could just go and do it. So basically that's why I moved here. Another one that I get is like, what is an agent? Like, if it's the same as a manager, and it's not. Okay, but first I have to say, excuse me, that I am like, I cannot freaking talk. Like, I just got back from visiting my family, so I've been talking a lot of Spanish, and like I'm talking English now, and I'm like getting all like, ooh. So excuse me, I'm trying to like work my mouth and talk. Okay, so an agent and a manager are very different things. So an agent, basically, like what I have, my agent markets me. She'll put out my photos, my resume, stuff like that, for castings, auditions. She'll find me auditions, castings. What else? Basically, like, an agent looks for jobs for you, but they don't get paid unless you get paid. So basically, for every job that I do, the agent gets a percentage. Whatever percentage that agent has, they're all different. It varies, So basically, an agent, you can have multiple. A manager, it's just one. So with an agent, depending on your contract that you sign, it could be non-exclusive or exclusive. So exclusive meaning that you can only have them. And that means either them nationwide, worldwide, whatever, or between a specific mile radius. Non-exclusive contracts means you can sign with as many agencies as you want. Which, I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Because like, if you have a lot of agents looking for jobs for you, it's like you get like a lot of jobs, and sometimes like, it'll conflict and stuff. But like if you're just starting out and stuff, so like one agent is good. I've signed a lot of different ways, like non-exclusive contracts and exclusive contracts. For me personally, the exclusive contracts have worked better. I've done more being exclusive because it's like they're on the ball, like if you don't work, they don't make money. So a manager basically is like they're with you through everything. Like they go through all the jobs with you. They're also like looking for jobs for you and booking you and stuff. They negotiate prices for you, like what you're gonna get paid. They like take care of all the contracts. They take care of all like the business stuff. Basically like your mom, like they do everything for you, you know what I mean? So like agents, you can have plenty depending on the contract that you sign. Managers, it's usually just one, and they're just like dedicated to you, as agents have a lot of different clients and stuff. Another question, I guess, how do I get castings? How do I get auditions? How do I get jobs or whatever? Basically my agent, like I signed, they market me. They also have their own people that they work with, their own companies and stuff. So like whenever they're looking for a specific person, they send her emails and be like, do you have anyone that matches this description? If it's me, then she'll send them like, I have this girl, blah blah. They'll be like, okay, we want her, or no, doesn't fit, whatever. So basically that's how I get them, with my agent. Like she does all the work, she does all that. So I just sit here and wait for the email that says I have to be at so-and-so place at so-and-so time for an audition, for a casting, or for a job. So basically it's all on her. Why don't we see what you do right away? So basically, I mean, it takes a while. It depends on what it is. If it's like shooting for like a show or something, that'll be like an extra, you know, whatever, I'll be in. I mean, it just depends on how long it takes for them to like edit it and put it all together, piece it however they want to piece it, and then like when they premiere it, like it's out of my hands. Like I just go and do the job and that's it. That's all I'm there to do. I'm just the model and the actress. It's up to the producers and the directors to like, you know, do all that other stuff and release it. Like I don't have any say, I don't have any power in being like, oh well, release it the next day. Like no, like they'll release it when they release it. I see it when you guys see it. So, you know, like I have all the behind the scenes stuff, but like the actual real product, like done and everything, commercials, photo shoots, whatever, like when they come out, it's when I really see them and you guys see them too. So, and I mean, it takes time. Like that's how this business is. Like they don't make movies in a day. They don't make shows in a day and release it like in the next week. Like it takes a while. It's a lot of business that takes, it's a lot of business in whatever the project is. So it's just up to them, and you know, it takes a lot to like make a project together, and it's a lot of contracts and stuff like that. So it's just basically up to them, and whenever they're gonna release it, whenever they're done doing whatever that has to be done, and they release it. I think that's all the questions. Okay, so there is something that I have to say that has been like, what's the word? Like I've been trying to like push it away and stuff, but it's just gotten so much, it's like becoming a common recent thing that's been happening, and it's annoying, and I just feel like I need to address it once and for all in this video. If anyone has a problem with it, I could just send this video and be like, here's your answer. So, a lot of people, mostly guys that want to slide in my DM and be all slick and whatever, have been just like thinking that this is a joke. And it is not a joke. It may be a joke to you. That's fine. Everyone has different opinions. Whatever. I've heard it all, trust me. But to me, this is not a joke. This, my career, my modeling, my acting, me moving hundreds and hundreds of miles away from my family, from where I was, to come and pursue this, to hopefully be big one day and be out, I don't know, in Hollywood, in Miami, New York, wherever this life, this career takes me, is where I'm going. But a bunch of people like to think that this is a joke. Just because I don't have, I guess, the privilege yet to do this every single day for it to be my actual full-time job, yet I'm still working on it. You know, I'm barely starting out. Diamonds aren't made in a night. I mean, it may seem like actors and singers and everything pop up out of the blue, and that's not. You guys don't know the full story that it takes until, like, you know, it takes that one job, that one big break to see you everywhere, right? But we don't know, we don't really pay attention, we don't really see all of the little jobs that they had to do to get that one big job. So we don't know how many roles they did as extras or as, you know, little commercials, stuff like that. Which is basically what I'm doing. I'm taking the necessary steps that I need to take to further my career in modeling and acting, to make it a full-time job, to make it my established career. So lately, a lot of people think or like to take this as a joke. And it's not. Trust me, it's not a joke. It's real. I'm really signed with an agency. I'm really out here doing real things, real projects that are come out whenever they come out. Whatever. I can't really talk too much into details about things because I don't really know all the details, and like there's just details I just can't talk about. So just because you're not seeing all the stuff that I'm doing right now doesn't mean that they're not going to come out. Doesn't mean that they're not going to be huge, you know, or big things out. And just because I'm not doing it every single day, all day, like I hope and pray and wish that I will do one day, doesn't mean that it's a joke or fake. So a lot of people don't understand that I have a lot to lose. I have a lot to risk and lose if I do something stupid, which can mean like, I mean, not to be like cocky or not to think like I'm like, oh, whatever. But what I do takes a lot. Like, I have to take care of myself, number one, because that's what makes the money. I have to like just basically take care of myself, eat right, sleep right, not go out and do stupid wild things that could harm me in any way, and I mean in any way, like physically, yeah, that can harm me anyway, like physically, or something bad can happen to me, or I can end up, you know, like with the world how it is now, it's like a really scary place. A lot of things are happening that are real. People go missing, and it's like really scary. And for me to be out there risking that, it's like, especially when people like find out that I'm a model, I'm an actress, they're like, you know, and it's like, that's why I don't really like to talk about it and stuff. But it's just a lot to lose, a lot to risk. If I mess up, like I'm starting out, word in this industry travels like wildfire, trust me. And when you're starting out, it's very important that you try and keep your reputation and your slate as clean as possible, because as soon as something goes bad, as soon as some gossip, some rumor, something, or like real life thing that happened gets out into the industry, that travels so fast. Like all these people have connections, casting directors, directors, producers, like a lot of them know each other, and news travels so fast, it's crazy. And they're not afraid to just drop you just like that. There's so many girls, so many guys trying to get into the industry, doing it right. Like they don't need you. There's someone else can come along and take your job, you know what I mean? So it's very important to like just take care of yourself in all aspects. I can't be out doing dumb stuff, because especially the thing is that you never know who you're speaking with. Especially in cities like this, that there's so many casting directors out in public, you don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? So you could just pretend like there's someone else, and then they'll be like, well, I'm so-and-so, and like, you know, and it's just, bigger when you're already like in the industry trying to make yourself, and something bad gets out about you, they'll be like, yeah, well, we don't want to work with her anymore, so just, you know, and then that'll go on and on and on. It's like a chain, and before you know it, you're just completely blacked out of the industry because of one thing where you messed up. So it's very important to just like, I don't know, like I'm very cautious of what I do. Like I'm not here to party and go do dumb stuff. Like I'm not here to do that. Like I'm not here to party and make friends and do all these crazy shit. Like I'm literally not here for that. I'm here because this is my life, this is my career, and I'm trying to build something. And if you just don't understand that, you don't get that, you think that it's a joke, you think that I'm trying to be conceited and cocky and a B or whatever, like I'm not. Like this is my job, this is my life. I have to take care of me for my job, because if I don't exist, the job doesn't exist, basically. You know, if I don't look good, if I'm not prepared, if I'm not right at that job, it can risk a lot for me. It just takes, like I said, it takes one big break to be out in the industry, but it also takes one small mess up to mess up your career. Like it's happened. I've heard of people that's happened to. I mean, it's not impossible to get back and, you know, clean your reputation up and get back into the industry, but it is very, 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 very difficult. I think it's even more difficult than breaking out new into the industry. Trying to clean up the big mess that you made. It's just better to come in new than to try and, you know, repair everything that happened, because I mean, stuff spreads here like wildfire. It's not a joke. They don't want to mess with people. Like they don't want to deal with all these reputations. They don't want to deal with a girl or guy that's messy, that's not professional, that can't get the job done and stuff like that. So it's just like they'd rather just be like, oh no, moving on to the next person. There's always a next person that can take your job if you don't take care of yourself, your reputation, you physically, mentally, emotionally. There's always someone else that can take the job, you know what I mean? So it's like they won't hesitate to replace you. They'll just be like, yeah, we're not gonna work with her, we're not gonna work with him. Nah. Like imagine like you starting out and you're acting like a diva, or you're out there being messy, doing all these reckless things, getting blacked out, like just doing messy things. Imagine like when they're like a bigger, more famous person or whatever, doing bigger jobs, like how are they gonna handle it then when they're like, you know, it's very important. Like they watch what you do and stuff. It's very important when you're starting out. It kind of sets the tone for how you will be able to take on the responsibility and take on like the role of like the job, you know, like the career, how you can handle it, how you can handle things. So like they really do pay attention to a lot of things. So like I can't like do a lot of crazy normal things that like most people don't even give a second thought about it. Like I have to give a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth like thought about it, and be like, think of like all the possible conclusions that this can have. Like if I go out and do this, like what's gonna happen? Can this happen? Can that happen? You know, so I have to like really think about what I do, what I say, how I look and stuff like that, because you just never know who's out there, who you're talking to. It could be a producer, a casting director, or whatever, and it's all about first impressions. So it's just like people have been taking it like I'm just some little, I don't know the word, like just a little bee, like a little conceited, cocky bee for some of the stuff that I say, no, I can't go out and do that, or no, I don't want to do that. Because like, I mean, my career is my life. Modeling, acting is my life. Like I eat, breathe, sleep that. Like my life will be over if I can't do that for the rest of my life. Literally, like that's point period blank. I don't see myself doing anything else for the rest of my life as a career, anything else. I don't want to do anything else. Like, this is it for me. This is what I want to do forever. I am so passionate about it. I love it with every ounce in me. So I just always put that as my top priority, because like I'm my top priority. My career is my top priority, so I will not do anything to mess myself up or my career up. I always think of, you know, just all the possibilities and stuff. I always put myself first, which is putting my career as well first. So there's just some things that I won't do to risk my career. So sorry about that. Sorry if it makes anyone annoyed or mad or think like, oh, she's being like too dramatic or she's being whatever. I'm not. I mean, everyone has their thing that they're so passionate about that they won't risk losing. I mean, a lot of people don't care for anything, so they don't care what they do or they don't care what they risk, but I do. And I'm not going to risk my life, my career, my everything for one stupid thing. That's pretty much it. So that's what I had to say, and I hope those answers to your questions were helpful and it helps you guys in any way or helps you understand everything that I'm doing. And yeah, if you want to see more of me, my stuff, I do post on my social media quite often, almost sometimes daily. So follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So I have that down below in the description. Make sure to subscribe because I'll be coming back with more videos. And yeah, I hope to see you guys. Okay, so I finished filming the video and I forgot one last thing that I wanted to say. So basically, to like sum up like the end, basically like a lot of people like to say, oh, she can't let loose, oh, she can't have fun, she doesn't know how to have fun, she's like a little stick in the mud. I'm not. But my idea of fun, having a good time, is different from apparently everyone else's, of just getting blacked out drunk, doing drugs, whatever the hell. That's not my idea of fun. That's not partying and all that isn't my idea of fun. I have a different idea of fun. Trust me, I do have fun in my own way, my own terms. The way I want to relax and have fun and enjoy a good time. It's very different from like everyone else's. So trust me, I do have fun, but like I said, in my own way, the way that I like to have fun, the things that I like to do. So I'm not a stick in the mud. So like, don't get me wrong, I do have fun. I do a lot of things that I enjoy, and I'm not a stick in the mud. I'm not a party pooper, none of that. But it's just that like I just like to do the things that I enjoy, the things that I find fun and nice and interesting. That it's not your typical stuff. Like a bunch of people think it's boring and like whatever. But that's just me. So I mean, that's just how I am. That's just the life that I live. That's just how I want to live it, how I choose it. Because I do think a lot about myself and my career. So I would never want to do anything that jeopardizes me in any way, risks me in any way. So basically, yeah, I mean, I respect anyone else's idea of fun or what they like to do to relax and have a good time. So just respect mine.